All right, welcome to Valley Road, the Portress, for this round 11 clash between the two superweights of NPL Tasmania, Devonport Strikers and South Hobart Football Club. It's a balmy 13 degrees here today in Devonport. While there's a nice bit of sun out in the pitch in the shade of the stand, it's a little bit cool, but conditions are pretty good for football. No other games here on the Portress pitch today, so the pitch will be fresh for the two teams to play on, and not much wind to speak of. So expecting terrific conditions to play football in for both sides here at Valley Road today. Now, these two teams met earlier in the year in round 4 down at Darcy Street with a 2-1 win to the Devonport Strikers. Braden Mann and Joel Stone on the score sheet for Devonport on that particular day. And Dogger Brown was on the score sheet, the centre-back for South Hobart on that particular day too. So a 2-1 win, Stone scoring the winner late there for Devonport. But here at Valley Road, South Hobart will be hoping to turn that result around. South Hobart do, in fact, come in today minus a player as we get into the teams. We see the Devonport Strikers on screen there. We start with Nathan Pitchford, the goalkeeper the Strikers acquired for this season. Has had a terrific year in Devonport with the second best defensive record in the league behind only ladder leaders Launceston City, much due to the skills and abilities of Nathan Pitchford in goals. Dom Smith will line up at left back today for the Devonport Strikers, a product of local school St Brendan Shaw College. He's played at centre back and in midfield in his time. He's pretty versatile, but a very good young player, Dom Smith. Eddie Bidwell will come out of right back for the Strikers. He's had a terrific year this year on the back of a terrific year last year. Another good young player and another product of local independent college, St Brendan Shaw. And we're looking forward to seeing him in action today. We move down to Guillermo Lescano, the Spanish centre-back for the Devonport Strikers. A bit of a look-alike for a bit of a doppelganger for Gerard Piqué, the Spanish centre-back. I watched him a bit the last week or so, and I noticed a bit of a similarity both in playing style and in looks. So look that up if you're at home and tell me what you think. The other centre-back for Devonport will be Kieran Mulraney. He was a striker or a winger for Devonport for many years before being transformed in the last few years into a centre-back, and a very solid centre-back he is, Kieran Mulraney, and he'll make life very difficult for whoever sits atop the pyramid for South Hobart in attack today. We then move down to Braden Mann. Well, what more can we say about Braden Mann? 16 goals in 10 games in the NPL Tas 2018 so far, in imperious form. Another goal last week, converting a penalty won by Miles Barnard. But expecting big things from Braden Mann today. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him on the score sheet. And the Devonport faithful gathered around the Valley Road pitch will be hoping to see him in fine form. Speaking of fine form, Michael Holden, he scored 4 goals this year. A tremendous left winger with pace and skill, and South Hobart are going to have to man him very closely today to try and keep him out of the game and off the score sheet. Bo Blizzard, a tough midfielder for Devonport, and he'll be in there battling away. And he's also got the skill to match that inside toughness that he brings to the team. Well, the fox in the box, Miles Barnard, he's in everything for Devonport. He scored the winner in the cup final against this opposition only 2 weeks ago, and he'll be looking to repeat that dose here today, Miles Barnard. He won the penalty which Braden Mann converted last week in their draw with Zebras, so at the moment he is the man, the fox in the box, and South Hobart are going to have a tough time with him. Their centre defenders are going to have to mark him very closely. Then we move down to Joel Stone. We know the skills and ability of Joel Stone, and give him any space in that midfielder on the wing and he will cut you open. He can strike at goal too, so a very dangerous midfielder. And we move then down to Gediminas Cruza, the Lithuanian import for the Devonport Strikers. A very silky and skillful midfielder, and he will be looking to hold that Devonport midfield together today. And the subs of Devonport, Bradley Chilcott, the Rock, Uluru, he got the nickname. He's a solid defender or a holding midfielder, Bradley Chilcott. Henry Andrews, another centre midfielder, then Kynan West rounds out the Devonport bench. We now move on to the South Hobart list. Kieran Brown, the 19-year-old, in goals. He had a terrific year and he's got big raps from the boys down south. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in action live today, Kieran Brown. And he's got a big job today to try and keep this rampant Devonport outfit. Scored 28 goals this year. Keep them off so that he can get a clean sheet today. Connor Schmidt will expect to line up at left back today. He's played a little bit of midfield, I'm told, this year, but should be sliding back into left back today and has scored a couple of goals this year, as has Adam Gorry, a former Devonport player, son of former Devonport State League coach Mal Gorry as well. So Adam Gorry will be playing in front of some familiar faces and friends today, and he'll be looking to have a big game. Adam at right back, and he's certainly a well-loved player here at Devonport, Adam. Move down to Jack Bowman, the archer, who has come in today. For the big shock for Devonport fans is that Daniel Dogger Brown for South Hobart will not line up today. Their imperious centre-back is out, and so it looks like Bowman, the archer, has come in and he's got big boots to fill. Oscar Thomas at centre-back also for South Hobart, and what a challenge he has ahead of him today without regular partner in defence there in Dogger Brown. And Oscar Thomas will be looking to make up for the missed opportunity that was the cup final, where he was unable to play 2 weeks ago due to having to sit an exam. So he's got some demons to banish in that regard, as South Hobart's lost that cup final and the opportunity to go into the FFA Cup. So he'll be looking for some revenge today. Loic Farrell, the Frenchman they call him, but he'll be holding that South Hobart midfield together, the base of the midfield there. Nick Morton, we know his attacking capacity and his ability. He's scored goals. He's got 3 or 4 this year. And South Hobart do have multiple goal scorers on the pitch and multiple players who have scored multiple goals this year. And we know the danger Nick Morton poses both in creating goals and scoring goals, and can score from distance. Jack Turner, another terrific midfielder for South Hobart. He's the leading goal scorer for South Hobart this year, along with another man who's been in terrific form. We'll come to him down the list, but Jack Turner will be looking to score today for South Hobart, who, despite only having 5 goals, he does lead that South Hobart scoring list. So that's some way behind Braden Mann, who tops the goal scoring at 16. So they're sharing the goals this year, South Hobart. Then we come down to Ryan Cook, the chef, who is also in. He wasn't in the last time in the starting 11. These two met in the cup final only weeks ago. So he'll be looking to stamp some authority and try and make a difference. And it looks like that Ken Morton has made a couple of changes, 3 or 4 changes from that fixture, including Bowman and Cook and DeGhetto as well, who comes in, an ex-Lonnie City player, Isaac DeGhetto, now at South Hobart. He'll be up forward, I imagine, or on the wing. Will be interesting to see where they do line up with Cook and DeGhetto up there. And DeGhetto certainly provides a lot of pace and skill, the young striker or attacker. And we moved down to the sensation, who is Renato Devecchi Marins. I've loved watching him play and over the last few weeks, and despite some terrific moments in that cup final, the Lacquer Cup final a few weeks ago, was unable to help South Hobart equalise against the Strikers on that occasion. So he'll be looking to get some revenge as well today, as Ken Morton has made those couple of changes, and will be looking for a turnaround in result from the first 2 clashes these two sides have had this season, South having lost both. So we come down to the subs then for South Hobart. Pajari Sculthorpe, who started against Devonport in that cup final, another attacker, and he's on the bench. Riley Morton also on the bench, and then Keenan Dowse, another former Devonport Strikers player. He went away to the US on a scholarship and returned last year, and now playing at South Hobart, and we're hoping to see him get on the pitch today, Keenan Dowse. And then to the substitute goalkeeper for South Hobart in Graham Wright. And that rounds out the 2 teams. As we're not too far away from kickoff. Kickoff time was 2 p.m, but no signs of the teams as yet. So you're listening to Camille Douglas here in this round 11 clash of NPL Tasmania between the Devonport Strikers and South Hobart at the Portress. The officials today, Tony Pert is the central referee today and will be running the show. And the 2 ARs are Aidan and Westwood on the wings as the players begin to be introduced. The team's introduced by Rod Andrews, the president, over the speaker here at the stadium. And we're moments away from seeing the players appear on the pitch. So big expectations on the Devonport Strikers to continue some excellent form in previous weeks. Only a draw against South Hobart last week puts a dent in their last 3 or 4 results. But big expectations on Braden Mann, the Mitsubishi medalist, who by all chances probably leads the Mitsubishi medal leading into today's game. And I'd be interested to see after 10 rounds, it wouldn't surprise me to see him well ahead in that count, the league best and fairest. And we see the latter there, Devonport Strikers and South Hobart, both trail Lonnie City by 6 points, so a big fixture today. Devonport only leads South on the goal difference. Lonnie City host Olympia today. Later this afternoon, a 4:30 p.m. kickoff. So Devonport and South will be hoping to win today, and then hoping Lonnie City cough up, make a mistake there against Olympia, cough up some points. Zebras trail them. Zebras host Kingborough today, and then Rangers have Clarence today as well. So we move down to the previous results for Devonport. 1-1 draw with Zebras last week in a pretty disappointing game for both sides, really, in terms of the result, and some issues with the Zebras coach post-match, which we'll avoid talking about here. Olympia then was a 3-1 win, a 5-0 win over Clarence, and a 3-1 win over Kingborough, and then going all the way back to early May, where Devonport lost to Lonnie City here at Valley Road. South Hobart's previous results well last week, a 7-0 thumping of Clarence. Saw Dr. Brown score an absolute screamer. He's out of the side today, unfortunately, Dr. Brown, but he's not usually in the side for his attacking prowess, except at set pieces. But a terrific goal he scored last week, and then all wins all down the board against Kingborough, the Zebras, the Rangers, and Olympia. So South have, terrific form, obviously, in the league. So they'll be certainly looking to take maximum points here at Valley Road against the Devonport Strikers, as we are moments away from kickoff. As the teams shake hands, familiar sights in the previous days. If you've been watching the World Cup, there's been a feast of football, and that feast continues here at Valley Road. As the teams get ready to go, we're moments away from a start here at the Portress. As the officials make their way to the centre of the ground. Pert about to get ready to blow the whistles. The teams huddled together for final words from their leaders. Braden Mann will captain the Devonport Strikers today. 100% certain who will be captaining the South Hobart team today. See if we can pick that up during the match for you. As I said, it is hump round here today, round 11. Half-time in this match makes it halfway through the season for these two teams in a 21-round season. So hump round as both teams crest the halfway point of the season and then enter the downward slope. It is Nick Morton, it appears, who will skipper the South Hobart team today, as they look to toss the coin. Braden Mann tosses it. Morton will make the call. Braden Mann, Devonport have won the toss, and they'll stay as they are. South will have the kick-off, and we are set for a start at Valley Road. A very big game. Season on the line nearly, with Lonnie City 6 points ahead. Wouldn't be out of the realms of reality to suggest that the loser of today's game, should it not be a draw, is out of the premiership race. There will be 9 points behind Lonnie City, who have not been troubled in previous weeks. So it is a big game for both sides today, a huge game. And South Hobart enter favourites according to one of the bookies betting sites that I looked online. They were short favourites, about $1.90, and the Strikers at $2.70. But if you do gamble, please gamble responsibly. But it is South Hobart who, according to them, enter as favourites today. Given the home ground advantage and Strikers' victory 2 weeks ago, one could also easily suggest that Devonport should enter the game as favourites. Moments away from the start, and we're underway. The Devonport Strikers v South Hobart here at Valley Road, round 11. They met only 2 weeks ago. South Hobart will be set for revenge today. a dish best served cold, and it is a little chilly here at Devonport despite the sun. 13 degrees. A stone up and heads as we're away. And they come all the way back to Brown in goals. It does Schmidt, and here he moves it out wide. Now to Bowman. I think that was the number 5. Number 4 for South Hobart, Oscar Thomas, sorry. As they move forward, Dom Smith plays it to Braden Mann, who lays it off to Gedimus Cruiser. He's in, he's got a shot on the left foot. It's blocked, though, I think, by Schmidt at the back. Comes to the Fox in the box. Miles Barnard, an action-packed start here for the Devonport Strikers and for this game. Looks like Adam Gorey gets the ball out there on the right wing. He plays it forward towards Walter out there in that right wing. But Devonport win possession back as the ball bounces around. Oscar Thomas involved there, and also Jack Bowman as the ball goes out long, and it will be a Devonport Strikers throws, and will end up in the hands of Dom Smith. So as we gather our wits here, and as I try to ascertain how the South Hobart players have lined up today, is the Spanish import for the Devonport Strikers, Guillermo Acanzo, heads back towards his keeper and Pitchford, and he plays it to Bidwell, who moves it to Miles Barnard, and then Bo Blizzard plays it up the ground to no one in particular, and South Hobart win possession back. Comes up the line towards the chef, the cook there, who loses possession out. Eddie Bidwell, a trip there from Farrell as he tried to move past Stone. The Strikers now have the ball through Cruiser, the Lithuanian star for the Devonport Strikers. He tries to turn. He's been grabbed by Morton. Plays allowed to go on for a little bit until Pert brings play to a halt. The Blizzard stands over the ball, and Devonport throw men forward. It looks like this will go long as Devonport's centre-backs roll up forward. Kieran Mulroney, a tall presence there for the Strikers, and Lascano, the Spanish Inquisition. The punter acquisition, it should be, goes forward as well. It is Blizzard over the ball for Devonport. He sends it into the box towards Mulroney. He comes over the back towards Smith, who hits it, but it is directly at Brown. Fell beautifully for Smith, who actually did well to control his volley and get it down, but it was directly at the goalkeeper in Brown. As Morton picks the ball up and he goes long towards Deveki Marins, but it is won by Blizzard and back to Pitchford. Pitchford goes long now up towards Braden Mann. He's under pressure from Archer, lays back to Cruiser, who looks to switch now through Mulroney. He's got options forward in Blizzard and Stone, but he tries to go a bit longer towards Barnard and miscues the pass, and out it goes, and it'll be a throw for South Hobart as we gather our breath. Ryan Cook will take the throw. Comes up the line towards Marins and De Ghetto, but Stone wins it, and then it's thumped forward by Farrell in the direction of Jack Turner there, and Mulroney now clears. The ball now comes to Bidwell. He lays back all the way to Pitchford, who will look to switch. Dom Smith now has it out on the wing as we're into the 4th minute, but Smith's pass is poor. He turns it directly over to Gorey. He tries to find De Ghetto, but he can't find a target either, as neither team has settled. Ladiscano comes over and puts it out. South now have a throw. Gorey will take the throw on that left wing, as I'm still trying to work out the formation that South have got today. 3-5-2 it certainly looks like, with Farrell and Thomas at the centre of the back three. You've got Farrell on the left, and then Thomas, and then as the ball goes out in the right wing, Farrell, Thomas and Bowman, the Archer. It's a central back three, and then you've got Cook and Gorey as your fullbacks, which then leaves Schmidt in the midfield, along with Morton and Turner most likely. And although Marins has been playing deep, maybe Turner's up high with De Ghetto, and then Marins, Morton and Schmidt are in the midfield. So not the regulation 4-3-3 that I probably was expecting today. Schmidt lays it out wide to Gorey, who gets in behind. The ball's got over the back of Smith and Holden there, and nearly came to fruition for South Hobart, as Holden now gets his first full involvement in the game, but turns it over to Schmidt, as South Hobart starting to control proceedings early here as the game settles into its 6th minute. Ball goes out, and Dom Smith will take the throw. Now, I did some research about this since the inception of the State League in 2013. The results between these two sides at Valley Road, it is surprisingly one-sided. It is 6 wins for South Hobart and 2 to Devonport in the 8 games played here. So it hasn't been all one-way traffic for Devonport, despite their 2 wins this season over South Hobart, as the ball comes to the chef at left back, and he comes up the line towards Turner, but Mulroney will see to it that Turner doesn't get to it first. As it comes in, Schmidt, a nice touch to Vicky Marins, and he dribbles away from Stone. Uses a bit of skill to find some space, moves it to Morton as he's guarded by Cruiser. He comes to Gorry, who steps around Holden and is fouled. A bit of a knee into the thigh there. A bit of an old-fashioned cork from Morton. Michael Holden. He's guarded by Cruiser. You see the ball there laid towards Gorry. A little shift of the body through Holden out, and Holden was forced to foul Gorry so that Gorry wouldn't be in a dangerous attacking position, as now Morton and Gorry stand over the ball. Stone left up top for Devonport here for any kind of counter-attack. It looks like it will be Morton to swing it over. Ball comes in, flicked over by DeGhetto, but cleared by Bo Blizzard. Comes all the way back to the Archer, Bowman, and he comes back to the chef, who clears. Comes back to Bowman now, though. He comes up the line and is dumped by Joel Stone and will earn a free kick. South has settled quicker of the two sides, and early proceedings have been played majoritively within that half, despite a few early flurries from Devonport. Best chance of the day falling to Dom Smith, though, at the back post for Devonport. The ball comes in. Now comes to Marins. The ball from Cook over the back of the Devonport defence. The second time we've seen that today. Not sure whether it's the sun and they're misreading the ball, but Marins had the chance to flick the ball there past Pitchford in goals, but didn't quite get the right connection on it, as Bidwell plays a nice little flick to Mann, who lays back, and then the ball unceremoniously dumped out by Devonport. And left wing back today, Ryan Cook, will take the throw in. Go. Turner comes to get the ball. Turner and Schmidt and Warden, and another foul there from Joel Stone. That's 2 in quick succession. And it looks like Mr. Perg wants a word with Stone. Stone, a perennial yellow card winner for the Devonport Strikers, as we see Turner cut inside between Bidwell and Stone, and Stone says, "I'm not having any of this," and just chops him off. Turner knows how dangerous Turner is. Instead, Stone has been renowned for picking up a few yellow cards here and there. They're particularly well behaved this year, and it is a long conversation, given they're only 7 minutes into the game, between Stone and the official. Garola now. Farrar will play back. One of the back 3 for South Hobart today. Interesting to see if Devonport adjusts. I think as Gorry plays it forward, it comes to DeGhetto up there. He dances a bit, loses Lascano. No, he doesn't quite lose him enough to get it forward, and Dom Smith tries to clear, bounces off Turner, but comes to the path of the pacey Michael Holden, and Schmidt having trouble trying to catch him as Holden streams forward. A good chance for the Devonport Strikers here. He lays it out wide to the Fox in the box. He's not in the box, he's outside the box, but he lays it to Holden, who does put it in the box, but there was no Fox in the box to put it in the goals. And it came to nothing in the end, the attack for the Strikers, and it looks like there's been a flag for offside along the wing, but the Dr. Seuss, like Monica, the Fox in the box for Barnard, laid it to Holden, who put it into the box. Braden Mann didn't get quite near it. As it is long from Brown. Oh, Marins gets a bit of a poke in the eye from Blizzard. I'm not sure how deliberate or accidental that was, but he was certainly impeded by a hand from Blizzard there. As it's played on short for on the left of this back three. Good ball into the feet of Turner. Turner now lays it back to the chef, the left wing back. Schmidt's made a good run to the left wing. He's guarded closely by Cruiser. He tries to swing it in. It's deflected though and comes to Deveki Marins. Oh, he kicks the ground instead of the ball, Marins there, and it comes to Stone. And then Braden Mann, compatriots at Ulverston and now at the Devonport Strikers, as it goes over Barnard and gets to Oscar Thomas and then is cleared up the line. And Mulroney, the big centre-back, throws a knee into it. No craft there, just winning the ball. Long from the chef, headed down by De Ghetto, but no one there for South Hobart, and Bo Blizzard has Akers in the midfield and plays a lovely ball with the left foot, which hits Cruiser on the back of the head. I didn't know much about that Cruiser, and headed out by Dom Smith. Adam Gorry, former best and fairest here at the Devonport Soccer Club, 2015. In fact, shared the best and fairest in the State League that season with Devonport midfielder Bo Blizzard. Dom Smith cuts inside and is wrestled by De Ghetto and comes back to Mulroney. All the way back to Pitchford, and there's been a whistle. Missed whatever that whistle was for, but the result is much the same. The Devonport Strikers still have the ball well within their own half. Despite that, Devonport have thrown men forwards in what is a pretty kind of atypical English style result. Maybe they're thinking that without Dogger Brown in defence that some long balls into the box might be an option, as Barnard's here and it falls to Lazcano, but he can't make much of it. So that does seem a plan, because that's the second time Devonport have won a free kick deep and decided not to play around with it and get it towards the Fox in the box or Mulroney, which seem to be in their options. But the danger is with the centre-backs forward, they leave this kind of danger open, and Gorry just mishits the ball. It was a lovely ball from Deveki Marins and misdirected the ball from Gorry towards Morton, and it looks like Morton found himself in an offside position. The Morthog, we used to call him. I don't know if we still call him that in the commentary, but he was looking in a dangerous position there. But Gorry just slightly mishitting the ball, and maybe the pitch is a bit bobbly because there has been a few mishit passes today. Although perhaps I've been watching too much of the World Cup over the past few days. The ball comes in. Morton heads forward. It's brought down. It's 0-0 here at Valley Road. South Hobart had the better of the play earlier, but Devonport have certainly had some dangerous attacking moments as De Ghetto finds a bit of space just outside the Devonport centre-back pairing and turns and shoots, but doesn't really trouble Pitchford, who hits a low ball. It gets to the feet of Gedimas Cruiser, the Lithuanian silky midfielder. He lays it over to Braden Mann, who has Farrell for company, flicks it past Farrell, but can't quite beat him. Farrell then plays it to Cook, who clears, and Bidwell will take the throw for the Devonport Strikers. As the Devonport Strikers coming back into the game here. Game in this first quarter of an hour. The touch from Stone, not quite ideal, and South Hobart will clear a bit of a chip from Farrell, and Lazcano returns the favour. That's up high. Marins does well to hit it towards Turner, who does excellently to flick it towards Gorry, who has an acre of space. Shoot or cross. He makes up his mind. He shoots and gets a little bobble, to be fair to Adam Gorry. I'm sure he'll get it from some of his old friends here at the Devonport Strikers, but it does look like he took just a little bobble as he wound up. Just sat up at the wrong moment for him there. Maybe I'm being too kind to Adam Gorry. Get his head over it a bit more, he may have troubled Pitchford, as South Hobart have certainly had more shots on goal at this point now. Pitchford look to go long. Flicked with Braden Mann. Comes to Mulroney. He doesn't quite clear properly. Marins now with a chance to step over. Oh, and it's too quick for Blizzard. Moves past. Blizzard tries to grab him. Very dangerous here, Marins. Oh, he's upended by Cruiser. It didn't look good. I don't think the foul was that heavy, but the momentum of Marins just took him over Lazcano. Let's have a look in the replay here. The fantastic vision. Yes, it was a heavy foul. And heavy landing for Marins too. Renato Deveki Marins causing havoc here we've seen a couple of outstanding free kicks in the World Cup. You might have seen the world's best, perhaps, Cristiano Ronaldo score a ripping free kick in his game against Spain. Can Morton produce some of the same here? Here we go. Morton, he goes low. And is cleared by Lazcano. So here's Morton. I think he's trying to outsmart Pitchford here. He tries to go low. Doesn't really make fantastic contact, though, but it is cleared. And will be a South Hobart corner. Morton over it again, hoping to make better contact to the near post. Not quite flicked on, and Dom Smith will clear for the Devonport Strikers. No one home for the Devonport Strikers, and the chef will play it out to the feet of Morton, who has Holden, man for company, and man complaining to the official. I'm not sure what about, because that was a blatant foul from Braden Mann. Morton receives the ball, shifts the ball right, and Mann just steps into him and then immediately complains to the official. I know it's a habit of players, but sometimes you have to just admit it when you've committed a foul. So it is another chance to get the ball into the box for South. This time Cook stands over it, will deliver with his left. Ball's in. It's a nice shape on it, didn't quite get the depth. And Stone moves the ball up towards Braden Mann. Falls to the Archer, Mr. Bowman. But his long ball comes straight to Pitchford, who returns the favour. Comes up to Farrell and the Fox in the box, and it is won by Farrell. Stone and Turner clash into each other, and Stone gets the better of it in fair play, according to the official. Bit of a risky pass there from Bowman towards Farrell in the back third. Not the ideal kind of pass when you're under that kind of pressure as a tackle comes across. So you go Stone and Turner. Oh, I think Turner maybe just lost balance as he bounced off Stone there, as the ball was won from Bidwell. Laid back now to Schmidt. Schmidt challenged by Bidwell, but Schmidt shrugs him, loses him, comes to Cook, who comes long towards nobody in particular. Probably didn't really have a look up before he played it, and Tudor Holden thumps it with his left foot. He was deep in defence there alongside his left-sided compatriot in Dom Smith. I haven't really had the opportunity to call Holden's name much, aside from a couple of runs. The South Hobart have had the better exchanges. As the ball comes towards the Fox in the box, but he's fouled from behind by the Archer. So here we are. Blizzard stands over the ball. Bowman having trodden on the ankle of the Fox in the box. Now the Fox in the box returns to his rightful place in the box. The ball comes long towards the goals, and grabbed really well by Kieran Brown in goals. He's been very impressive. And speaking of impressive, Adam Gorry goes round Turtle Holden. But looks like Deveki Marines found himself in an offside position, and Devonport play the ball forward. Holden upended by Gorry, but no whistle, and now the ball comes to Gorry, who's now lost his man. The ball comes in towards Turner. Incidental contact, but still the player was felled. But no whistle from the official. This is where maybe VAR could be used. I'm not sure if we have that capacity here at Valley Road. Remember, they should consider consulting the footage we have here for such decisions. But I think that can only be used for red cards, mistaken identity, goals, and one other element of the game. Ball now comes to Smith, who comes long up the line. South Hobart doing well, pressing Devonport in defence and in the deep midfield position. So Devonport finding it hard to play out and get a foot in the game. So here's the replay of Turner being felled. He does get tripped in the ankles, and it looks like he is going to get to that ball. I wonder if the official was looking. Surely he must have been. But incidental contact might be the reason why he got. But Mulroney was behind, and you can make an argument that he was reaching towards him. I think I'll stick with the official's decision. And it looks like Cruiser has been upended, the Lithuanian. Unfortunately, Lithuania didn't make it into the World Cup. They finished 5th in their group in the UEFA qualifying, behind Slovenia and Slovakia, and England topped their group and qualified. And their best player is here, that's why they didn't qualify. Devonport strikers took him away from that UEFA qualifying period. But here we are. Again, Devonport long into the box. No, oh, the flag has gone up. I wondered what had happened there. It seemed like the South Hobart player stopped, and I thought, well, they must be certain they'd caught him offside. As the replay comes in, Devonport not hiding the fact that this is a tactic from dead ball situations. South seemed to think they'd got it perfect, the offside trap. It did come to Mulroney, who flicked his header. Brown dived, but it went wide. So given offside. Devonport will have to watch that now. South are aware of Devonport's tactic to get it long into the box from dead ball situations. South seem to have adjusted and are playing an offside trap from that long ball, as Marins showing some great skill, and the Devonport players well aware of that as South move the ball quickly. A good chance the Devonport midfielders took on the deck. And it turned over by Schmidt in the crucial moment as they tried to play forward while Devonport were behind. A great ball from Farrell, I think it was, over to Turner. Goal scoring midfielder who nearly went the nutmeg there on Blizzard, but Blizzard strong, and the linesman waves the flag and says the Blizzard was impeded. Here we go, Marines, a flick, a nod, a chest, a turn, and a flick the ball. Wow, those fast feet. Very impressive stuff from the Marines, and Devonport players left with no choice but to bring him down there. A bit like the Brazilian star Neymar. I wonder how many times Devonport Marines will be fouled today. Neymar fouled a record 10 or 11 times, I think it was, in their first clash against Switzerland, as the ball comes long south and goes out. A goal kick for the Devonport strikers. But yeah, Neymar Jr., Brazilian superstar, one of the world's best. This plan from Switzerland was actually to foul him as much as possible. And Devonport Marines, by the end of this game, might get towards that 10 or 11 times fouled by the Devonport midfield, the way things are progressing here, 23 minutes in, with the scores still at 0-0. We haven't had any 0-0 results in the World Cup as yet after 25, 26 games. So that is that's terrific news, and we're hoping that today here at Valley Road, with a packed Gordon Rimmer stand, that it won't be a 0-0 result today. Pitchford comes long. DeGhetto heads down. The ball cleared by Lascano straight up. And it comes down to Devonport Marines. Brings it down on a knee and then a touch on the outside of the right. A shimmy and lays it out towards Cook, who tries to play forward. Comes off the arm of Bidwell, I think. But the arm was next to his body in a natural position. So no free kick as the ball comes to South Hobart. Marines lines up. Jiggs lays it to Morton. Just didn't quite get it quickly enough to him to allow him to shoot, and he's shut down by the Devonport strikers as South continue to press here in this first half. This comes back to Bowman, and Thomas pressured well by Cruiser at the top. Holden has it, comes forward. Braden Mann finding it hard to get into the game, but he only needs one touch, Braden Mann, to score a goal. And how well South Hobart and Devonport fans, supporters and coaches and players know it. The ball comes from Adam Gorrie into the box. Marines somehow gets there first between Bidwell and Mulroney, and is cleared. Braden Mann comes towards it, but it is won by the chef, who throws it into the mixing pot, so to speak. But Pitchford collects. Pitchford certainly the busier of the two keepers to this point. Goes to Dommy Smith. Comes out wide to Holden, who now has a chance and a bit of space. He zips it in towards Braden Mann, bounces before him, makes it hard for Mann to control. And the simple job for the chef to lay it back. Bidwell, who's come a long way forward, looks like he might have fouled Brown, who hobbles away from that. But the play's now out on the right wing, and Adam Gorrie swings it in towards Turner. But Pitchford was aware and was able to pick that up pretty easily as Joel Stone now picks it up in space. Haven't said that much. He lays it towards the Fox in the box, whose touch is excellent. Tries the clever back heel. Too clever by half, though, by the Devonport Orions captain. He's also the opening batsman and Devonport Orions captain here. An excellent cricketer too, Miles Barnard. But, an unceremonious foul from Bo Blizzard, who will definitely go into the book for that. A slice of cheese as Marines is brought down again. I do wonder how many times that is. That's 4 or 5 times. Blizzard, a yellow card. And he goes into the book with a slice of cheese, and the way Deveki Marines is playing, it might not be the first player to be booked for fouls on him today. As Morton stands over it, he clips it into the box. I tell you what, Barnard wasn't actually looking at the ball there. He was too busy grabbing Farrell, and the ball bounced off him and was picked up by Pitchford. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good case for a foul there if you're not looking at the actual ball of Barnard, but it's cleared as Devonport go forward. So here's the last free kick. Morton clips it into the box. Barnard too busy. It wasn't quite holding. He just pushing his body against Farrell. But again, I wonder what VAR would say about that in the World Cup. Some comments on the Facebook page saying leave VAR out of the game. Well, fortunately, it is out of the game here today. For Devonport fans, perhaps. But it seems like, just to comment on the VAR in the World Cup, that every time a decision goes to VAR, it is overturned or changed. The decision is never stays the same. I'm not sure if that says much about the system or about the interpretation of the system or about the quality of the officiating. But nonetheless, we do not worry about the VAR here today. More VAR controversy overnight as well, but here we go. Ball comes back to Mulroney. He clips it forward and headed by Farrell down to Deghetto. Yeah, into the 28th minute here. This fixture of Valley Road, this round 11 clash, both teams on 20 points, desperate for a win. A draw is a terrible result for either side, for both sides. A loss even worse, obviously, but 3 points vital today for both teams. I think they've got to hope for a terrific result at Olympia Steel points from Launceston City. Mann flicks it, doesn't get it to Barnard, but it comes to Cruiser, who gets it to Mann, who flicks it. Wasn't on the same wavelength to Stone, but the ball bobbles around the box, not cleared well by South Hobart at all. Falls to Cruiser, who flicks it towards Mann, but doesn't get it there and is cleared by the Bowman, whose arrow only gets as far as Lascano, who plays it towards Smith. So Devonport getting into the game now as we near the back half of this first half of this clash. A little push there, not given. Not seen as a foul by the official. Bo Blizzard hard as nails in there, and there's some class to top it off. Paterna with him. Oh, Blizzard gets it nearly all the way. A terrific run, and Blizzard now remonstrating with Tony Pertz, saying, why wasn't that a foul? A heavy touch from Lascano. Deghetto slides in and Lascano clears. Not sure if Lascano has much of a case. His heavy touch caused the clash, but Deghetto did slide in quite a long way. Gorry. Devonport have South Hobart ping back. It comes to Devonport again as they're showing some real attacking intent. It comes to Braden Mann, who turns, falls over the back of Bowman. And I think Bowman, the archer, asking for a free kick. I think there's a bit of reaction from the crowd. I think it might be that Brown has cleared the ball over the fence once the ball came. But the Devonport young fan retrieves the ball from over the fence. Here we go. So there's Blizzard bouncing off Turner, and then they bounce into each other again. Blizzard gets in front. Doesn't go down. It's a shoulder to shoulder. They were bouncing off each other all game, so I think they'll let that run. Cruiser whips it in. Oh, not cleared again terrifically by South Hobart, eventually cleared. It looks like Morton's got one in the crown jewels, the uncomfortables, but play goes on. Marines as Morton finally picks himself up, and Eddie Bidwell clears well into the bush here at Valley Road, the Portress. Here's Cruiser. We'll see what happened as Morton was fouled. It comes down to Cook or Schmidt there, and maybe it was just into the midsection. Just in the midsection, just winded Morton there as he wasn't quite anticipating his teammate to head it into his stomach. The ball turned over as South come forward. Gorry looks to clip over to the wing. Turner and Mulroney will chase it, but it'll be a Devonport throw. Pitchford puts it out. As Carter then suggests to his teammates that perhaps let's clear the ball rather than come too far back in that direction. Half an hour played here at the Portress. It is still 0-0. No real gilt-edged chances to speak of. Some chances to Smith early for Devonport, and then some free kicks for South Hobart, and Togetto had one from the edge of the box as the throw comes in long from the chef. It bounces off the skull of Kieran Mulroney, cleared into the Devonport fans out in front of the club rooms there, and they give it back, quite gentile way there. Because it does come to Chef. And then Devonport now cleared through by Blizzard and Braden Mann, and Bidwell's behind him, so now Devonport have to backtrack. Can Bidwell find the pass? He does. It's a good one. He finds Cruiser, who flicks it towards Joel Stone, who'll definitely come towards Holden out on the wing. Turtle Holden. One of those nicknames they give in Australia because it's the opposite of what's true, like calling a red-headed bluey. Turtle Holden gets his nickname because he's exceptionally quick as a youth and still is. As Smith and Gorry fall all over each other, and Gorry eventually comes with it as Morton makes a great overlapping run. He'll put it into the box, but the quality on the cross not there. Morton looks down at the pitch and tries to blame it there. Check the flags. No wind particularly causing havoc there with that kind of cross. So I'm not sure if he can have any excuses there, Morton, but the ball back with Pitchford. The Devonport in the blue here today, and South Hobart in the red. Away they go. Both kind of solid dark colours, the blue and the red, the Devonport have on today. Just a tidbit for those of you at home in World Cup fixtures in years past, they always made sure that they had one team with a light coloured strip and one team with a dark coloured strip, or one with light top and dark shorts and socks, and the other with dark top and light shorts and socks. So those in countries that could only watch the cup in black and white could watch the game. Fans today might be able to tell the difference between the teams with the light socks of the South Hobart teams. Were they watching it in black and white? Some comments on the social media stream, one from my twin brother and better half, proposing that he in fact might be the better of the commentators in the family. Not so sure about that, but play goes on here at Devonport as the ball swung over towards Blizzard, who misplaces his pass but does come to Stone eventually. Mulroney gets his head down and clips forward towards Barnard, the fox in the box, who hasn't had many chances to show his wares inside the box for Devonport. Stone has it, throws it towards the feet of Barnard, traps it. It's going to go out though. And, Cook will play on quickly, throws. Mulroney reads the play better than Turner, and Mulroney's ball ends up over the back of Farrell. Can man make a difference? Ball comes for Farrell back to Brown, who clears. The Iceman, they've called him for his cool, calm demeanour. And he clears it quite coolly there. Comes to Joel Stone, who is tackled by Connor Schmidt. And the ball out for a Devonport throw. Bidwell probably look to go long here to the head of Barnard, but I was incorrect. It comes to man's chest and then to And then back to Bidwell, who flicks into the box, but no one home for the Devonport Strikers. Bidwell's touch, Marins, and he wrestled for a Blizzard full-blooded swing and an air swing at that. Then impeded from behind by Marins, and Devonport with a free kick. The Strikers in a dangerous position, and the home crowd, you can feel the anticipation build. Here we go. Bidwell controls. He Marins wrestle for it. Blizzard goes to clear it. Marins just get a touch, which puts off Blizzard's air swing, or his swing, which was an air swing, and then impeded from behind by Marins. And we now have Gabiminas Cruiser standing over the ball for the Devonport Strikers, with Man, Lascan, or Stone, in the box. And then Barnard, Mulroney and Smith from deep are looking to make their run. So the back post, perhaps the spot. The Fox in the box, who's going for a shot. Oh, and mishandled by Brown too. Did catch everyone out there, me included, and especially Brown included, but Brown did respond well. Good to see there. I love how Brown kept his weight early, despite how Devonport lined up. I wonder if that was planned. Yeah, I wonder how that was planned, because Devonport did line up their talls far of the back post, hinting the ball would be going to the back post, perhaps trying to get Brown to shift his weight there as the cross came in, but they didn't catch Brown out. As the ball comes in, oh, and a good header down from Razcano, I think, and Brown collects and he rolls it out to Gorry. But Brown did well not to anticipate and stood his ground as that Cruiser free kick came in as he tried to catch him out, and he got down and did enough to put it out for a throw in, as a step over and a jig and a jag and a zig and a zag from Marins finds himself clear, and then lays it to turn at the top of the box, whose touch is heavy. Now comes back to Adam Gorry. A terrific right back, has been the best in the competition in that position for years, and Eddie Bidwell, the second best, you could argue, on form in the past year and a half, as Gorry chips in to the box, but no one there. A little misguided as he was looking for Cook, the chef, and Pitchford, Pitchy, there has it. And he goes long towards the Fox, and the Fox flicks to himself and then kicks towards Stone, whose touch is delicious on the outside of the foot, but his pass doesn't quite match the skill of the earlier touch, and he's cleared by South Hobart. Nathan Pitchford cutting a terrific figure in black, and goals for Devonport Strikers. This ball comes long again from Pitchford, and to guess who? Miles Barnard, who who's been wrestling with Thomas and Farrell and Bowman all day. South Hobart are minus Dogger Brown today, Daniel Brown, so he's missed as the ball comes forward now to Ghetto, or Schmidt, that looked like it was, in fact, got towards that, but nothing came from it as it was cleared. Gorry, can we have some more goalmouth action we're looking for here from these two teams, as it's been a pretty balanced half, as Gorry's run does come to Ghetto, who clips it towards Turner, who lays it to Deveki Marins, who flicks it round Blizzard and puts off a shot. Oh, it was a curling effort. Pitchford probably unsighted from behind the defender, as Turner brings it down, lays it to Marins, who drags it back here around Blizzard, who nearly got a toe to it, and then his curling effort. It would have been hard for Pitchford to see behind Blizzard and Mulroney and Lascano there, but a terrific effort in the replay there from Lascano as we come back to live, and Pitchford to go long, and the Fox in the box will be up again. In this case, it's Cruiser, won by Morton, down to Deveki Marins, who's probably best on ground today. As far Marins comes to Gorry, who's also been terrific, despite probably not quite having produced the final result in the final third. This ball comes now towards the Strikers. Barnard lays to Cruiser, who gives it to Stone, who gets control of it. He's tackled from behind, yes, a free kick. Morton arguing that I got the ball. I'm sure that's exactly what he's saying. We'll have a look. The Stone flicks it and then brings it under. The touch nice because it brings it in front of him, away from the defender. Ooh, I think he's got a touch on the ball there, but the referee happy to decide that tackle from behind perhaps impeded Stone first and then the ball maybe. Regardless, Devonport will lump this into the box. Hope for a result. Here it comes. Blizzard in towards Lascano, but can't quite get the Spanish superstar of the Devonport Strikers, as Guillermo has to chase his way back. A lot of the play Adam Gorry has seen. Has the ball in his hands. Marins offers. Instead, Gorry opts for Togetto and is won by Smith. He comes off. Oh, no, the ball didn't go out as play goes on. As he moving within 5 minutes at half time. Lascano puts out for the Devonport Strikers, and has been solid. Lascano and Mulroney at the back, and Smith as well. Adam Gorry comes up to take yet another throw in. Don't seem to find the ball, as we can see the shadows lengthening across the pitch as the afternoon moves along here as we tick towards a half-time, and an 0-0 result at half-time. Not what neutral fans wanted, but both coaches will certainly be happy with not having conceded. But goals will need to be the order of the second half should we not see one here. The throw comes from Gorry to Turner and then back. Ooh. Well, the flag flew up there. I think that's because he thought that Gorry was passing it back to Turner, but the Turner moved out of the play. Wasn't involved in the play deemed by the linesman then, so the flag stayed down. And Gorry will now take the resulting corner. Gorry swings it in to the back post. Pitchford strong though. An impressive half from Nathan Pitchford really. He's had to deal with a few long balls and corners, and he's done a terrific job both by foot and by hand as Smith pressured, turns the ball over. Comes now to Connor Schmidt in midfield today as Bo Blizzard picks it up. He's been hard in there for Devonport as he finds a bit of space. Devonport will look to create here. Blizzard on the left goes for a shot, perhaps, or he's looking to switch long to Bidwell. Either way, it's ended up in the hands of Brown, who throws long to the halfway line. We love to see that. And in comes Smith, clatters Gorry in the process and heads it out. Comes to the Morthog, Nick Morton, who turns it over to Blizzard, who turns it over to Deveki Marins. Marins now, who has shown some great touches in that midfield. He's pressured by Braden Mann, who continues his runs. We know Braden Mann will run all day for the Devonport Strikers and pressure and hassle, and then when the time comes, he'll find himself at the right place at the right time to finish too. Hold'em puts it out. Turtle was unable to show his speedy wares on that occasion. Gorry comes over to take a throw in. Schmidt with a bit of space. Doesn't receive it. Gorry throws now to the run of Schmidt, who now comes into the box, glides past two, should have gone down. Didn't go down, but a penalty given regardless. Held his feet. An interesting choice from the official. We'll see the replay. Here we go. Schmidt makes a tremendous run. Glides past Blizzard after Turner shot the ball off Turner, then goes past Lascano. Lascano touches him clearly. A lesser player would have gone down in a screaming heap. He attempts to cross it. Oh, then it comes off Smith's hand. So I'm not sure whether it's could be for the Smith handball, although his hand was in a natural position next to his body, so I don't know if it could be that. It might just be the fact that Lascano has impeded him. And, you know, had he gone down in a natural way, I'm sure it would have been given anyway. But regardless, the decision has been made. No VAR. Adam Gorry steps up and misses. Oh, dearie me, Adam Gorry in front of his ex-fans and supporters puts it right of the Pitchford post. Gorry steps up and then goes to put it to the left of Pitchford. Places Pitchford guesses right as well, and then it falls wide of the post. Adam Gorry just shy of half-time. South Hobart have missed a glorious opportunity to go ahead here at the home of the Devonport Strikers, as now Braden Mann breaks forward. Wouldn't that have been cruel if Devonport had gone at the other end and scored? Some of the Devonport faithful might argue that perhaps well deserved given the anonymous nature of the penalty given. But Devonport move forward now through Blizzard as South Hobart are caught. Standing comes to, so that was through Bidwell, now comes to Blizzard, and Holden touches around the Bowman and shoots in, fires in, but collected by Brown, and then he throws it out, and it's tussled between Blizzard and Co, and it comes to, nearly comes to the Fox in the box, and then Thomas flicks it on, and it only just is caught by Brown. An action-packed last couple of minutes here at the Portress. If only the rest of the game had been as exciting as Turner and Blizzard batter into each other again. They've been at it all day, and there's the whistle. That is half-time here. A 0-0 result. The biggest moment of that first half coming right at the conclusion of the death, as a penalty given, we think, for a Lascano tackle. And then Adam Gorry steps up to take the penalty. And there's plenty, I'm sure, in the South Hobart lineup who could have taken that penalty. Maybe it's because Adam Gorry is returning to his hometown of Devonport. Is why they decided to have him take it. But either way, Gorry took it, and we'll have a look at some of the highlights of the half. As the ball here falls to the head of Barnard, and he flicks on some of the action in the first half. The ball falls to Dom Smith here. He clatters it towards, and a good technique on the shot, head over the ball, but just not quite directed either side of Brown. A lovely ball from Schmidt there over the back, and Gorry not able quite to make the best of it. Foul here as Nick Morton will swing it in, and then cleared by the strikers. Some of these highlights, the ball comes there down, and it's clattered by Joel Stone. Midfields have been clattering it into each other all day. Ball in here from the chef, throws it into the mixing pot, and nearly from Deveki Marins, he gets a touch on it. Foul on Turner there again. Turner and Stone and Blizzard and Morton and Schmidt and Deveki Marins have all been clattering into each other, the midfields there, as Devonport come up with a near chance there. But again, clear chances have been far in between in today's game. There was the singular yellow card for Bay Blizzard in that first half as well. And the replays continue. Deveki Marins, for me personally, has been the highlight of that first half. Some terrific skill, and has created much for this South Hobart team going forward. He's certainly eye-catching, and it's easy to pick him as a favourite. As continue to see some highlights here of this first half. As it is 0-0 if you've just tuned in. Here in this round 11 clash between South Hobart and the Devonport Strikers, as Bay Blizzard puts it into the box. Called well there by Brown. So the biggest talking point of the half coming right at the very end, which was the penalty, and a good argument there for a free kick from Turner as the ball came forward. He probably would have got to that ball if not impeded by Mulraney. Another Mulraney flick there, but I think it was that one case it was offside. Lascano again being pulled down here by the strikers after some fancy footwork and touches. And then again here, opens it up for Morton, who attempts the shot. That was the yellow card to Bay Blizzard for the tap on the ankle. It was a cynical foul, you would say. And there's Miles Barnard not looking at the ball but stopping it. perhaps legally, I would think. A very clever flick from Braden Mann there, but he and Jolso not quite on the same wavelength on that particular occasion. Bo Blizzard a great run here, wanting a foul after that contact from Jack Turner, not given. As I said, they have been bouncing off each other all day. Hard to pick the best players of that first half. The imports of both sides have been terrific. South Hobart defence has been terrific despite the absence of Dogger Brown as well. Devonport have been pretty even across the board in terms of their contribution. Devonport would love to get some more out of your Joel Stones and your Michael Holdens in the second half. Cruiser has been excellent in the midfield for Devonport. He's been a focal point for distribution and breaking up play too. Bo Blizzard has been hard. A good win there from Lascano, and with the right deflection off his head, it might have been more for the Spanish PK lookalike. Another chance here, Deveki Marins with a return on goal, the ball cleared. Here Deveki Marins shows a terrific shot, some excellent skill to find the space to shoot, and then couldn't quite get it. So you move towards the ends of the highlights here. Pitchford catching very well. He's been very good. And here's the penalty. It is the run from Schmidt. It looks like he's impeded there by Lascano, and it certainly looks like the whistle's blown before the ball rattles off Dom Smith out for what would have been a corner. So the penalty is against Lascano. Gorry steps up, puts it the wrong side of the post. Not the first player to miss a penalty this week, mind you. Lionel Messi missed one during the week too, so he's in good company. I'd be happy to be spoken in the same sentence as Lionel Messi. Hopefully things end up better for Adam Gorry than Lionel Messi though. As it stands, it's 0-0 here at halftime. We're going to take a short break and we'll see you back at Valley Road for the second half.
Just another reminder about the Strikers tournament tonight. You can get your tickets from the first room, $25 a ticket. Dress full press, should be a great night.
All right, we are live back here for the second half of this round 11 clash between the Devonport Strikers and South Hobart at the Portress, the home of the Devonport Strikers. It's currently 0-0. We're about to kick off. Parade man stands next to the ball. The leading goal scorer all time since the inception of this new state league. Goals by the bucketful he has scored. He has 16 of them in 10 rounds so far this year. And he comes back to Bo Blizzard, who comes along up to the wing towards Michael Holden. That's a lovely touch from Holden. Cruiser runs. Unfortunately, Holden and Cruiser not on the same wavelength and really ran into each other's space there. And it's come to nothing in the end for them, despite a promising start. Brown plays out. Ferraro has to just blast it forward due to the pressure, and it'll be Devonport throwing. So, if I had to judge points in a boxing match or in a MMA kind of fight, I would have to have given points in the first half to South Hobart, despite the fact that Devonport have had more shots. I think South in the general play have had the better, but a terrific ball from Braden Mann sees Bo Blizzard through. He shoots, flashes it wide. And Devonport seem to have started already this half with a far more attacking intent. Devonport didn't quite seem to have it right in that first half, but already here they're showing promises of a much improved performance this second half as Bo Blizzard was put through the bed by Braden Mann, and he blasted high and wide. But, again, the intent better from Devonport to start here. South Hobart are going to have to match said intensity should they want to take home 3 points from Valley Road, which is easier said than done. And Holden again involved in Cruiser. Great ball. This is excellent football from Devonport. Very, very nice stuff as they've started promisingly here. Holden to Cruiser, but won by De Ghetto, the former Launceston player, and Nick Morton, the Morthog, the son of the coach Ken Morton, the Silver Fox. As Devonport come forward again, Blizzard, we haven't seen him in attacking positions too much, and the Fox in the box. Got towards that one, but it's a corner, beaten to it by Scott Thomas, I think, so here comes the replay, and Devonport have started terrifically, and we haven't really seen Bidwell in positions like that, and here it comes. And yeah, it must have been the foot of Thomas that got there before the head of Barnard. But Devonport have started terrifically here. Cruiser, the Lithuanian, lifts it in. The Fox! Oh, it's kept out! What a save! What a save by Kieran Brown. I thought that was a goal. The Fox in the box popped up where he does. Time and time again. In that 6-yard box, and he headed towards goal. I thought for all the money in the world it was nestling in the back of the net, but an ever alert Kieran Brown made a tremendous save to bring that in and stop it from crossing the line. Extraordinary stuff from Brown. And to be fair, Barnard too in the winning of the header. Couldn't have asked more with that header from Barnard. As the play continues here with Gorry back to Bowman, the archer, whose pass is a little off target, so to speak, and Lascano clears. The replay coming up shortly from that goal. But we have Adam Gorry with the ball for the moment, and he throws towards the chest of Turner, who comes back to Gorry. And then in the first half, I thought Deveki Marins And the bowman needs to get his bow checked, I think. That particular arrow was not quite straight, and he's just put it out of play. Here comes Dommy Smith, can throw it long, and the Fox already showing his physical dominance as Lascano jumps all over the back of Turner, and it was a 6 of one, half a dozen the other, I think. So I think Turner was backing into him as Gorry whips in a very good looking ball, an excellent ball, and yeah, a free kick there. I don't think Turner needed it. Here it is. Here's the replay. Corner comes in. The Fox in the box. Pops up. Gets the header. It's going in. It's going in. No, it's not. Kieran Brown gets a left glove to it. A strong hand. That's outstanding stuff from Kieran Brown. Wowee. That might be enough to win him 3 votes in my book if it ends in a hole. Here comes Jolie Stone. He bumps into the bowman. As Turner comes, and Devonport, a much improved side this second half. They've come out with a bit of fire in the bellies. Bo Blizzard lays back to Turtle Holden. Tries to flick it past to Becky Marins, but can't quite get it past him. Holden will have another throw. The Lithuanian Cruiser presents, lays it back to Holden. There've been some good interplay between Holden and Cruiser already here as Turner tries to get past Smith, but Smith has support from Holden, who comes back to Pitchford, who chips up towards and long, in fact. Towards who jumped there? It must have been Cruiser, I guess, but South now try to play out through Thomas and Farrell. Comes into the feet of Schmidt. Both teams really pressing quite well as they're trying to play through the midfield, so making it hard for much play to come from the midfield. South have had more joy in that regard, you'd suggest, but Devonport clicking here, and you know that when Michael Holden's getting into the game and Joel Stone and Bo Blizzard, Devonport are starting to create. But here comes Deveki Marins, cleared up the line by Bibro. Towards the very brand new sheds over there and the digital scoreboard. It's a terrific look, and the club has invested some terrific money there, the Devonport Strikers, and it certainly improves the aesthetics of the famous ground here as Blizzard on the left peg launches it forward. Not particularly accurate on that occasion. We know, yes, that the Devonport Strikers will be hosting the FFA Cup here, hopefully, should they get the favourable draw this Tuesday night on 7:30 on Fox Sports. If you've got a subscription to cable, lovely stuff from Turtle Holden, a step over a clip, and then Cruiser tried to return the favour with a little outside of the footer. Again, good combination play between those two seems to be happening here as Smith bumps into the ghetto. A bit of an elbow into the cheek there, actually. I'm not sure it was deliberate, but it happened nonetheless. Blizzard to Stone, who turns it over, wins it back. I'm not sure how. Then comes to Blizzard. Stone will make a run to get it back. Blizzard tries to go through to get it, but it comes out of play. Devonport throw, but yes, if things are happening and up and about, for Blizzards and your Stones and your Cruisers, you know, but Devonport are in a better form and shape. But some calls there for handling the ball, I think, but it's going to be a corner for the Devonport Strikers, and Cruiser will come over to take it. Places the ball carefully, steps back. Last time he knocked it in, Barnard nearly scored the opening goal of this game, and it is cleared away by South Hobart. Cruiser controls on the chest, brings it down lovely, and then nearly does a very fancy move past Morton there. Tries to fake right and go left, but doesn't quite get it right. And Morton did enough to put him off and goes out. And Brown goes along up the ground. Headed away. Stone heads down to Blizzard, who turns it over to Farrell, who comes forward to Turner and then to Vicky Marins, but Holden has tracked back and prevented the ball finding Adam Gorry. And he comes to Holden, who's going to have to open up and look down the line. He's hit hard by Turner, who's a physical player. Been really impressed by his physical presence. He and Blizzard are both wonderful physical presences in their respective midfields. Lascano picks up the ball and takes off with it. A bit of Spanish craftiness there. Boy, have I enjoyed watching Spain in the World Cup too. Some tremendous talent in that Spanish lineup. Despite their draw with Portugal and then a narrow victory over Iran, they do have one of the most talented teams. Iniesta, Busquets, Silva, Isco, Costa, Piqué, Ramos, Alba, etc. But back to what I should be talking about. The game in front of us, not the best corner from Morton. Tripled along the ground. Devonport cleared, but it's come back and Devonport have to clear again. Comes all the way back and the chef lays back to the last man in goals, who clears long, and it comes to the feet of the Fox in the box. He's outside of his natural habitat. He plays forward and it's cleared, and the Fox will wander back towards the place that he calls home, where he pops up time and time again. A throw in now, it's directly, I think again to Cook, but falls forward to Ghetto, who now streams forward, touches around. Lascano finds the moving Adam Gorry. He's wanting to make up for that missed penalty in the first half. The cross comes to Cruiser, who is calm as anything. Just brings it down in the box and dribbles it forward. He's bopped over. Oh, and now they're in trouble. Smith has turned it over. Here it comes to De Ghetto. He's got Lascano for company. Tries a flick and a turn and a twist, and it comes to Adam Gorry, who missed that first half penalty late. Swung in by Bowman, miscontrolled by Blizzard. Morton on the turn. Tries to prod it towards the Vicky Marins, but it comes to Bidwell instead. The Fox has it. He plays it out towards Bidwell. This is very good from the Devonport strikers. Bidwell is pretty quick, but he's been outpaced a little by the chef. So excellent stuff from the left wing back for South Hobart today, and he wins the throw, and Bidwell pokes it a couple of metres away just to be cheeky. As we are nearing the hour mark here, I wonder if there are any changes. What has Morton got in store? Has he got something on the bench that he can go to turn this game around? What about Gallo? Can he make a substitution that can turn this game on its head? A 0-0 draw will be a very big disappointment to the gathered crowd here and to those neutral viewers here and at home. As Holden comes down the line, it's a good pass. Here we go, Joel Stone. I know it's Gediminas Cruiser, who's tackled well by Oscar Thomas, who's been tremendous in defence for South. Unflappable. And you wonder if maybe he could have made a difference on Cup Day for South Hobart. But Devonport have been the better side in the opening 15 minutes of this half. There's a terrific ball from Bo Bliss and an inside-out pass. Finds Eddie Bidwell, but he couldn't find the final delivery. But what a pass from Bo Blizzard. A wonderful reverse. Terrific skill. We know how hard he is, but he's capable of tremendous moments of touch and vision to Bo Blizzard. An excellent defence, splitting pass there. Some of the official having a bit of a conversation there with the Bowman. I'm not sure what about, but corner is still Devonport's, and it will be Cruiser to whip this one over. It's in towards the Fox in the box, and Lascano gets a toe to it. It comes to Braden Mann. Comes back out then to Cruiser, who shifts the ball, swings it in on the left to the back post. Comes to Dommy Smith, who heads into the side netting. The South Hobart players and supporters and the coaching staff breathe a sigh of relief. The Archer now has it. Can he hit his target? He does. 10 points for hitting the centre of the target that time. Schmidt clips forward. Long. Here comes Pitchford, who doesn't get there. A great chance for South Hobart. Deveki Marins, no goalkeeper. Oh no, he's hit it straight in the Devonport player. Oh, disaster. I'm not sure why he didn't pull the trigger earlier. And now into the box from Gorry, and Pitchford does better on this occasion and hits it and clears. Not sure about Stone's clearance as the play continues. Extraordinary stuff clipped in by the chef towards Morton, but I think it's now come to Dommy Smith, who will now clear up the line, tackled by Morton, and Holden finally put the ball out of play. And wow, South now with the two best chances of this game. Won the penalty there. Here it comes, Pitchford. I'm not sure what he was thinking, a moment of error. And then Deveki Marins, what was he thinking? He tried to pass it to Morton instead of putting it in the back of the net. Oh dear me, right on the hour mark. So one at half time and one on the hour mark. Two glorious chances for South Hobart to take the lead in this football game. Devonport have started the better in this second half, but I'm not sure what Pitchford was thinking on that particular occasion as he raced out of the box to try and clear the ball and got nowhere near it. But as South Hobart come forward again, they've got some attacking moves now. Schmidt, some terrific interplay from South, and Pitchford will come and collect. As Devonport will try to collect themselves after what was a calamitous few moments here near the hour mark in the second half. Poor old Willie Caballero, the Argentinian keeper, had a nightmare against Croatia a few days ago when he made a tremendous gaffe in goals that allowed Croatia to score the opener. And a near similar gaffe here from Nathan Pitchford, but fortunately for Devonport strikers, supporters and fans, it didn't come to that, as Deveki Marins made a meal of the opportunity. Speaking of making meals of things, Total Holden, despite a good cut inside, put that shot woefully wide on his, to be fair, non-preferred foot. Now Michael Holden, Turtle Holden, has 4 goals this year. However, 3 of those were in the opening game of the year, the 7-0 victory over Clarence. So he scored 1 since. And for such an attacking presence and a lethal left foot, as a Devonport coach and supporter, you might have hoped for more of a return from him. In fact, here's a fact for you about the Devonport strikers' goal scoring. Michael Holden is the only player other than Braden Mann to have scored multiple goals this season for Devonport. So I'm pretty sure Stone handled the ball there. That is in the league. I mean, Daniel Jackson scored 4, but he is no longer part of the Devonport strikers list, that Northern American import. And so other than Braden Mann with 16 and Michael Holden with 4, and 3 of those were scored in round 1, no player has scored multiple goals for Devonport. Cruiser and Stone and Blizzard all have 1 each. Other than that, it's the others with 4 is a terrific run from Gorry. Didn't quite have the final pass in that final third. But yes, so we are praising Braden Mann for his incredible 16 goals in 10 games. But where's the Devonport team? Are needing to pick up the slack a little bit. The throw is released there from Brown. Comes to Farrell. I'm not sure he was passing to, but he only achieved passing it to Cruiser. Run it back and there's a whistle. So I think they've bounced knees off each other. Here we go. Bidwell's pass bounces off, comes back to Farrell, and boom, a hard hit right into the midsection, into the thigh, in the upper thigh, and having a long conversation now. The official, Tony Pert, with Gerinamas Cruiser. Now, to be fair, this game has been officiated very well. It's been without incident, really. Only 1 yellow card. You'd expected a game 2 weeks after a big cup final. There might have been a bit of fire in the bellies particularly the South Hobart players. But at the moment, it's been in terms of officiating, it has been a pretty straightforward fixture to officiate. As now the ball comes under the wing for Turner. Tries to find inside to Ghetto, but it's headed down by the Fox in the box to nobody as it comes. Then back to Turner. And then back to Loic Ferral, the Frenchman, to Turner. Inside then. No luck again for South Hobart. They tried to play their way through. Stone on a mazy run, but the chef does well. Ryan Cook, miscontrolled by Turner, and the ball comes forward now to the chest of Braden Man. It's a name I haven't called too much. '65th minute here, and still 0-0. So shouldn't be surprised given there's only one goal in their the Lacquer Cup final only 2 weeks ago, and that was pretty early on. So, a good turn and play into the box there from Schmidt, but nothing came of it. In the end, as the throw from Pitchford has only found Gorry, intended for Cruiser. Smith comes over to take care of it. Throw in now to Deveki Marins, Renato Deveki Marins. Plays inside to Gorry, a good run and a good pass. Gorry challenged by Blizzard, who's strong in the tackle, and will be a goal kick. Pitcher now has the chance to put it long again. Positive start for the Devonport strikers in this half, and as South have since brought themselves back into the contest a little bit. It's going to be a throw-in. Devonport. It's Brennan-Shaw College product. Dom Smith launches forward. Cleared to Thomas, and then comes to Mulraney. Mulraney back to Pitchford. And then a flicked on header towards Holden. Holden has it, he comes inside, probably should have gone on his own. I'm not sure there was the space for that pass, but came off the head of a South Hobart player. Came towards Holden, who was in on goal, and I would have liked to have seen him take that on himself, rather than attempt to pass, which maybe wasn't quite on. As Morton, the Morthog, a lovely ball, but miscontrolled by Gorry in the end. This play is a little bit stilted here at the moment at Valley Road. The Portress, 67th minute, 0-0 round 11 clash. All important for both teams. As I said earlier, a draw is not a great result for either side, so I'm expecting to see both go all out as Blizzard clips forward to Man, who's onside. He's run away with the keeper. The whistle goes. Was that a late flag or the official notice it late? And either way, I didn't hear a whistle until Braden Man was lining up to shoot, but I'm reasonably sure it was offside because I looked up and then he was about 5 metres ahead of the attackers, so I'm guessing, unless he's been lightning quick there, the flash, over that 2-second period, that assuming it was off, and to be fair, Man himself didn't seem to think particularly that he was onside. He didn't remonstrate with the officials. So Oscar Thomas lays back. He's done tremendously in defence without Dogger Brown back there, the older head, so to speak. Schmidt has been busy in midfield. De Ghetto tries to get it back to Schmidt, but Mulraney, as ever, rock solid, just like his abs, I have to say, as it comes to the Fox in the box. But Barnard's come from an offside position. And a quick ball from South Hobart, excellent play. Deveki Marins to Adam Gorry, trying to make up for his missed penalty in the first half. He takes on Michael Turtle Holden, the red-headed Gorry. The blonde Holden comes all the way back to Nick Morton with the shaved back and sides. Turns it over to Bidwell. Morton wins it back off Man. Man has to do a dance over the prone Morton body on the ground. Bidwell comes in long. Flicked forward, not quite hitting the target. And here comes Deveki Marins. He takes on Smith. Does he have the power, pace and skill to get around him? Cuts inside. Has he got an option? He was waiting for some movement from the other South Hobart forwards. Didn't quite get what he needed. And so ended up trying to create something where there wasn't much anything. A good tackle from the Archer to stop Man. And this from Smith as it now comes to Gorry, who I think didn't know what he was doing himself, so the defenders had no idea and couldn't stop him. A wrestling match between Man and Gorry. And the Man won that contest. 20 minutes to go of regulation here before we're out of time. Not much cause to add much time here, to be fair, so it could be a pretty short piece of added time. So 21 minutes and 20 minutes and change left here. The Bidwell touch is heavy, and away goes the Chef. South Hobart looking to create. Ball not quite onto Ghetto, and Las Cardinal tries to clear and does, except it's into the stands. So South Hobart have the throw. We're readying a substitution. Ghetto's day is done. He's done his work up forward. And Pajari Sculthorpe makes his way onto the pitch. He started the cup final 2 weeks ago. That South Hobart went down into the Devonport Strikers. And so he comes on here now, a second chance, a chance to make amends. Pajari, he's in it straight away. Which is when you come onto the pitch is really exactly what you want. You want to get that first touch over and done with. I'm not sure about the legality of that throw-in, to be fair. It was taken by must have been Cook there, Chef. Took it pretty quickly, but Bidwell saying, give me something to throw to, in the end just throws it to Nick Morton up the line. But Blizzard goes down, and Bidwell just thumps it out. As the Devonport Strikers feeling a bit frustrated, Bidwell in particular. South back on top of proceedings here. But can the Fox change that? The Fox bumped over by Thomas. It falls to Braden Mann, who's playing off the Fox in the box pretty well. That is Miles Barnard. Comes to Turtle Holden. The pitch has been chopped up a bit, as you can see there for viewers at home. The foot marks the plays of the wing here, making things a bit bobbly. Dom Smith, oh, he's tackled by Morton. Morton's won it. Oh, he could have laid it forward there to Sculthorpe, but cuts back instead to Deveki Marins, who now comes to Turner, and it's missed him. And a promising South Hobart attack fizzles out. But now do we have something going the blue way? Ooh, I'm not sure what that was. Two getting to Mas Cruz's turned it over. Here comes Bidwell to Smith. Smith has done well on Bidwell all day. Oh, and the help from Mulroney is spectacular. The rock at the back here, and Mulroney was... No, it wasn't. It was Joel Stone. My apologies. My apologies to Kim Mulroney and Joel Stone. Not sure what Joel Stone was doing defensive work. I don't think I've seen him do any in the 10 years I've been watching him, but there you go. He is capable of it. I really hope he watches that back. But terrific work from Joel Stone nonetheless. But South Hobart now stream forward through Nick Morton. Tries to get it towards Gorry, but that time Pitchford got the timing off the line just perfect, and he finds Michael Holden. Turtle plays it inside. A good tackle though. Bang, bang goes Farrell. Comes to Stone after that terrific piece of defensive work. Step over. Oh, and he slips over on the turf. You can see the divot he's taken out of the ground. And he screens, and what a ball! I'm not sure if he meant it, but Man's on the side, and he misses! He got a bobble, but wowee, but he's glad. Sparing his blushes is the fact that the linesman has his flag up. Here comes Stone, and if that is a deliberate pass, it is a wonderful pass from Stone. And then Braden Mann goes around the keeper. The flag's up anyway. Gets a horrible bobble. Comes off his shin pads, I would suggest, as opposed to his boots or his ankle. And comes off the post. Offside, though. I don't even know. I don't think it was offside, personally. Having watched it unfold live, but... Maybe I just want that to be a Braden man miss, I don't know. No. Offside the decision in the end, and that will stand. Dom Smith, thumping ball towards the Fox in the box as we wind down here at Valley Road. Joel Stone coming into the game. Holden has it. Stone comes round. He's got Bowman for company, and Stone takes another divot out of the ground, I'd suggest, as he attempted to cross that over because it didn't have the pace or the height on it. Oh, players going over left, right and centre here as the pitch is getting chopped up more and more. Holden flicks it towards the Fox on another slip. They're going over everywhere here at Valley Road as Blizzard shows some hardness and some craft too as he flicks it towards Bidwell, and here come the Devonport strikers. What a tackle from Norton. He was on the ground. He slipped over, I think, and then stuck his foot up to prevent the pass. And then Turner tackled by Stone, who's then tackled by Turner, and then who's tackled by Blizzard, who's tackled by Marines, who's tackled by Turner, who's tackled by Stone, who has the ball now. And he flicks it out and he's put over by Turner in the end as they all batter against each other, the midfielders, as they have been doing all day. Terrific physical stuff from all the players there as Devonport won that particular battle. They must be getting tired now, particularly those midfielders. And if we can get some end-to-end action, I am certain that we will find a goal or two here for you. For those of you that are tuned in to what has been a largely chanceless game of football. A goal cleared off the line, or saved off the line by Daniel Brown, the best of the bunch, as the Fox gets up again from the long ball from Blizzard. But yeah, the best chance is an Adam Gorry penalty in the first half. A long ball here, as you can see, just in the replay. Barnard never really had control of it. Hard one to control. The crowd makes some noise as Sculthorpe and Smith tackled Cruiser to Holden to Stone. Didn't come out, but it ends up with the Fox, who does a twist and a turn, but then is tackled terrifically by Farrell, who's a revelation in centre-back, and he's bundled over by Blizzard. And then Bidwell comes in and then comes forward, and they go at it again as Morton is crunched by Blizzard, and it's tremendous stuff in the midfield as they hack at each other. But the beauty of that is if they're all in there tackling away, then when the ball moves in one direction quickly enough, it should be open space in front of them. Morton then the short one, and a difference there between the styles from that kind of position Devonport have been putting into the box, and probably for that reason, so they didn't want to turn it over, which South have done there. Devonport haven't made the best of it though, as it comes to Chef Ryan Cook, lobs it forward, a couple of flicked headers, it ends up with Marines, and Lascano shows that he's got a bit of flair as well, as he shields and flicks and then plays it up the line. Here comes then Schmidt, falls down to Blizzard. Here come Devonport. Blizzard can't get around the long legs of Oscar Thomas, who was wrestled there by Miles Barnard. As they're coming together between Sculthorpe and Mulroney, and Sculthorpe got the better of Mulroney there. Not often you say that ever about Kieran Mulroney, but particularly in a physical contest, but Sculthorpe has bettered him there. And I don't think he can have much complaints, Mulroney, though he did complain. Nick Morton will stand over this, and this in a really good position for South Hobart. I was saying before, the best chances have been a South Hobart penalty missed by Adam Gorry. The Miles Barnard header saved terrifically off the line by Kieran Brown. And it comes in by Nick Morton. Cleared. Devonport will come away with it. And the third really terrific chance of the game was when Nathan Pitchford came off his line, and Taveki Marins didn't quite punish him for it. South Hobart play comes to nothing. 13 minutes remain. No sign of movement on the Devonport bench really, so we suspect that 11 might remain unchanged unless Devonport score and they want to take some time off the clock or put on a defensive player for an attacking one, in which case you'd imagine a Bradley Chilcott might come in. We've had the one substitution for South Hobart for Joey Sculthorpe, who has already warranted his substitution, I would suggest, winning that really good free kick in a good position, which was not quite used well by Nick Morton from the free kick, from which we have this resulting goal kick. And now Cruiser towards the Fox. Cleared by the chef, I think. And then to Mulroney, who then thumps it up the line reasonably unceremoniously and agriculturally, and it looked like it was coming to Braden Mann, but in the end it ends up as a South Hobart ball. Lascano up towards the Fox, and a lovely flick from Miles Barnard, the Fox in the box, and what a toe in from behind. Terrific. I think Braden Mann was in for all money there, and then an excellent little toe in to make all the difference in those moments. It's so important to track your runners, kids at home watching. It's not just one-way football, we play two-way, and that's why, because Braden Mann and Miles Barnard's excellent play there was broken up. A long throw in towards Barnard, falls to Cruiser, who hits wide. And the Bowman, or Jack Bowman, the archer, has it. Is he accurate? Yes, he is. 10 out of 10 for that shot. And a terrific ball into Bajari Sculthorpe, maybe off his arm, and yes, it is. Tony Pert says you cannot control the football in that manner. Devonport will have it. Nathan Pitchford. Dom Smith. The players tire. 10 minutes remain in regulation time here at Valley Road at the Portress. This round 11 clash between the second and third place Devonport Strikers and South Hobart as they attempt to close the gap to first place Launceston City. South have control of the ball. A few good passes, and then Gorry really a bit of a hit and hope. I'm sure Ken Morton probably not happy with that particular choice of play. Sliding in, flick from Sculthorpe, who's been involved since he came on, which is excellent. Stone touches to Holden, comes to Barnard, comes to Cruiser. This is promising for the Strikers. Holds his run. I'm pretty sure Thomas kept Mann on line there. Mann will cut inside. He's got the cook chef for company. He goes past him, cuts inside again. Braden Mann! Oh! Brown, what a save! That's 2 in this game. Give the man the golden glove. How good was that? And then Jack Turner tackled by Holden. Oh, Mann did terrifically well. He goes past Chef and then cuts inside again, and then on Farrell and shoots. Oh, Brown just gets a glove to it. Was it going wide across the face of goals? Maybe, but I'm chalking it up as another terrific save to Kieran Brown, who has been absolutely tremendous on occasions for South Hobart here. Bo Blizzard finds Bidwell. I don't promise you there will be at least 2 very good chances, one at each end before this thing is out. Braden Mann, ooh, studs showing there from Braden Mann. Adam Gorry clears. It's Devonport. Put pressure on South Hobart. Stone tries to flick over Gorry. Can sense the urgency in the Devonport Strikers in front of their home crowd. A long ball into the Fox. Comes over to the back to Bidwell. Controls in his chest. Can he win a corner? He gets it in the box. The Fox! And then off the Fox into Schmidt and then into Brown. And now here comes Turner. Stone tracking back well, showing some good defensive effort. Turner goes long towards Morton, but it's hopeful. And Pitchford right at the very edge of his area picks that one up. Wasn't adjudged to have handled out of the box. So here comes Pitchford. As we move into the last several minutes, the Fox in the box involved again. Braden Mann getting more involved in the last few minutes than he has for much of the game. And then I'm pretty sure that's a South Hobart free kick. It's not. Players are allowed to go on. Thomas puts it out. South Hobart players remonstrate. But Devonport will have another corner. Cruiser, I dare say, will go over and swing this in. Again, no sign of movement on either bench, so we can expect the 22 players on the pitch to stay as are for the meantime. So 2 terrific saves from Kieran Brown. 2 golden chances for South Hobart. You could argue the draw is a pretty good result as the ball comes in off the head of Turner. Whack! It's in the net! It's a goal for the Devonport Strikers! Braden Mann claims it! The Devonport crowd goes wild! South Hobart go down. They trail 1-0, a familiar score from 2 weeks ago for them. Braden Mann telling the crowd to get up and about. Quite glam flashing strike. We'll see the replay here. It comes in, cleared by the head of Turner, and then flying in, looks like Bo Blizzard, and then it bounced off several legs, perhaps, but it appears the key touch came from Braden Mann, who celebrates a 17th goal in 11 games. The superstar and the face in many ways of NPL Tasmania. And he will be representing NPL or FFT and Devonport Strikers on the national stage in the FFA Cup, whether home or away, in just a few short weeks' time. Now, I can expect, and those at home would have to expect, South Hobart to respond. They nearly do through Deveki Marins, and it's a corner. Deflected. Ginimanas Cruiser suggests that it's not. But the final decision of the man in orange says it is. So, corner, Gorry swings it in. Here it comes, Pitchford punches, comes to Morton. Oh, Braden Mann doing it at both ends. The captain comes forward again, lobbed up into the box, and then off Lazcano. That's terrific. Here comes Deveki Marins, who's been quiet, and Oscar Thomas well out of his space. Fires a shot which is deflected and then picked up eventually by Pitchford. South Hobart have 5 minutes here after a Braden Mann goal. He's claimed it. He must have put it in because the flashing shot from Bo Blizzard went between a bunch of legs and bodies and ended up with Braden Mann. And here come Devonport. Michael Holden showing he's got the fitness and the pace at this end of the game, but Adam Gorry equal to the task. Puts it out. 5 minutes. South Hobart be desperate to get the ball back here. Again, no sign of movement on either bench, so things will stay as are. Maybe expect a late change in added time, a bit like in the cup final a few weeks ago, just to take some time out of the clock. Holden, a throw, the Fox flicks. Oh no, the clearance not great from, and Braden Mann snatches wide as Schmidt's clearance went the wrong direction. Fell to Braden Mann, who went in between two defenders. Here it is. Schmidt's clearance goes backwards. Braden Mann flicks it in between the Bowman and Oscar Thomas, and then flashes a shot on the left. Could easily have been 2-0 for Devonport there. Very, very easily. Braden Mann doesn't miss the target very often. Here's Mann again. He's been heavily involved the last 20 minutes, and Braden Mann's down. Devonport fans won't like to see that weeks out from an FFA Cup clash. Blizzard down the line towards the Fox, who's got Bowman, okay, the Archer, and the Fox puts it, oh, it's offside. The flag on the far side is up. Fair to say from Barnard's body language that he wasn't particularly happy with the decision. But strong from Kieran Mulroney. And then he's in again, Mulroney. Then Bidwell goes in with Deveki Marins. And now the Fox flicks on, maybe a touch of offside there for Mann. Yes, I thought it was. Braden Mann again remonstrating. Oh, silly yellow card for Braden Mann. I don't think that really needed. Watching live from a perfect position on the sidelines here, it certainly looked offside, and well, his remonstration has earned him a slice of cheese. Made famous in Australia by some legendary commentators here at NPL Tasmania, formerly of Victory League. Ball comes in. This South Hobart! Oh, was that a chance for Schmidt? He seemingly was left all alone in the Devonport box. Ball comes up over from the chef to South Hobart players Raffle. I know it was Deveki Marins who had the header in the end and didn't direct it quite towards goal. Another glorious chance there for South to equalise this late. As time ticks away, we have had some brilliant late goals in the World Cup. Last night, Felipe Coutinho, former Liverpool but now currently Barcelona player, scored a late winner for Brazil against Costa Rica. and then Neymar Jr. added to that to make it a 2-0 result. But lots of late winners here. Can a South Hobart player replicate the feats of Coutinho and Neymar here tonight? In fact, another useless fact for you is that Neymar's goal last night was the latest goal in World Cup history of in any regulation game that hasn't gone obviously into extra time. The latest added time goal in World Cup history. So here it comes. We're in to the 90th minute. South will be desperate. I imagine the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game will be South coming at Devonport and Devonport clearing their lines. But Braden Mann will have something to say about that as he comes towards this. Cook can't get it. Bidwell now. He's all on his own, so he's got no one to pass to. He's going to have to go past Farrell on his own. Eddie Bidwell, the youngster, Sabrina Shaw College student in year 12. Yeah, like Farrell, the experienced Frenchman, puts it out. And Bidwell walks over very tightly to take the throw and in. No rush for the strikers, and South want to get themselves organised and ready and wanting to play in the counter. They want to unleash here and maybe risk leaving a few men forward. They've left one forward, which stuns me given the scoreline and the time on the clock. Bidwell has it, rolls it, tries to beat a few. South clear, and here comes Deveki Marino. He's away. Deveki Marins. He finds Schmidt, who tries to play it into Sculthorpe, but the rock at the back, Kieran Mulroney, has been tremendous today. The strong man. Interesting to see how much out of time there is here. There is a late substitution here. I thought they might make one at Jack Bowman, the archer, is off. And in comes Keenan Dowse, the ex-Devonport player, wearing the number 13. He used to wear the number 12 as a Devonport player. But the throw comes in. Cruiser is up. So is Sculthorpe, but falls to Stone, who tries to clear, but it comes to Deveki Marins. What has Renato got in him? Has he got something special? The Devonport players hassle and hound him, and Bidwell puts it out. Time ticking away for South Hobart as the whistle is imminent. South Hobart have to kick a ball down because it's disappeared and the youngster hasn't retrieved it quite quick enough for the officials' needs. As Stone clears, not convincingly, but it comes to Holden, which is a good result, but he's not going to get there. It's going to be out. The lines and flags. Keenan Dowse will have the throw in. South Hobart have to get the ball here. It's urgent for them. And South will throw men forward now. You can see Oscar Thomas is forward, just Farrell left at the back, and Ryan Cook. The throw comes in, cut out by Stone. It is the feet of Michael Holden, who plays it forward off Dowse. No, it's just out of Holden. And now Gorry. It has to be a long throw. Here comes Turner. He's going to take the throw. So we know how strong and tough he is. He's been bashing against Blizzard all day in there. The throw actually isn't that long. It's fallen short. And it's all over. The whistle has gone. And the Devonport strikers go up in unison as they celebrate a 1-0 victory. The second time in 2 weeks with that scoreline. It is déjà vu for these two teams. The Devonport strikers victorious 1-0 over South Hobart this round 11 clash. And for South Hobart, it is a devastating loss. On the back of 2 weeks ago, and now they fall potentially 9 points adrift of Launceston City if Launceston City win against Olympia this afternoon. So we'll have a look at the key moments of the match, starting with that goal. Here it comes, in from Cruiser, out by Turner, flashed in by Blizzard at the edge of the box. As we break it down piece by piece, comes towards Mann, who does redirect it, I think, at the last minute. He's played onside by Gorry there. So Braden Mann. Cometh the moment, cometh the man, as they say. And again, Braden Mann, 17 and 11 for him. He just gets better and better. Chris Galler congratulating Braden Mann on your screen, and Bo Blizzard, who will chalk up an assist for that involvement in the game. And Devonport players are buzzed about this result. They'll keep a keen eye kicking off shortly on the Launceston City Olympia game. Launceston City won the corresponding fixture to that, and also this weekend we have Rangers and Clarence, and Rangers comfortably won 7-0 earlier in the season when they played, and then Kingborough and the Zebras, which is a shock result earlier in the year when Kingborough thumped the Zebras. I'd be surprised if that scoreline was the same this time around, but the Devonport players exit the pitch. The heroes welcome to the club rooms from the Devonport fans. And South Hobart are left to rue missed opportunities. 2 huge missed opportunities in particular. One, the Adam Gorry penalty won by Connor Schmidt, and 2, the chance for Deveki Marins and co when Nathan Pitchford was caught stranded 30 metres off his line. Nowhere to be seen. Oh, the Prime Minister of Devonport kissing baby. Players are buzzed about this result. They'll keep a keen eye kicking off shortly on the Launceston City Olympia game. Launceston City won the corresponding fixture to that, and also this weekend we have Rangers and Clarence, and Rangers comfortably won 7-0 earlier in the season when they played, and then Kingborough and the Zebras, which is a shock result earlier in the year when Kingborough thumped the Zebras. I'd be surprised if that scoreline was the same this time around, but the Devonport players exit the pitch. The heroes welcome to the club rooms from the Devonport fans. And South Hobart are left to rue missed opportunities. 2 huge missed opportunities in particular. One, the Adam Gorry penalty won by Connor Schmidt, and 2, the chance for Deveki Marins and co when Nathan Pitchford was caught stranded 30 metres off his line. Nowhere to be seen. Oh, the Prime Minister of Devonport kissing babies on screen there. Braden Mann. Some terrific camera work, can I add, because I'm certain there'll be some leads put up by that in the days to come for Devonport superstar Braden Mann. But terrific result for them. So the play closes today. It is unfortunately a case of deja vu for Ken Morton and his men, and Chris Gallo has won his last 3 matchups with Ken Morton, and he'll be pleased, as are the Devonport fans and supporters. So, Devonport Strikers victorious here at Valley Road in this round 11 clash. Winners 1-0 against South Hobart. I've been Camille Douglas. Thank you for tuning in to this NPL Tasmania showcase.
Bailey or John. And like, I was going to contemplate. I'm so grateful. Okay.